I'm not exactly the type of person to straight up hate on something for no good reason. And honestly, it is pretty rare for me to hate on anything if I'm being dead honest with you. However, when it comes to Spider-Man and Spider-Man represented in media, I truly believe that this character deserves to be represented correctly. Meaning, I completely understand when directors decide to go down a different route than the standard storyline we usually see. A good example of this is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, where he introduces the Venom symbiote. When the Venom symbiote attaches to Peter Parker, he becomes carefree, ruthless, and borderline emotionless throughout the whole film, which is the furthest thing from who Spider-Man really is, but that is the entire point of the movie. That's the whole point of the symbiote. It's supposed to change Spider-Man. It brings out his more vulgar undertones that we don't usually see. With that being said, there are two Spider-Man films out there where I truly believe this character is severely misrepresented. However, one of these movies is a way bigger offender of this crime, and I just cannot wait to talk about how much I genuinely hate it. Of course, the movie I'm talking about is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, a lot of people in recent years have actually come out and spoken positively about this movie, and I would love to say that I can kind of see why, but I really can't. And anytime I see these people straight up glazing this film, it's almost exclusively nothing to do with the actual character of Spider-Man, but more to do with the 10 minutes of swinging scenes we get in this 2-hour film. Because, you know, swinging scenes is really all that matters in a Spider-Man film, not the actual person, the story, the connections. These types of people that only care about the swinging scenes in a film clearly do not actually like the character of Spider-Man, and are the equivalent of a baby when their mum is holding something shiny in front of their faces, not caring about what the actual object is, but why it's so damn shiny. Spider-Man as a character represents so much more than just pretty swinging scenes, and those are completely CGI most of the time, by the way. But the people that like this film seem to only care about just how good those swinging scenes look, as if that's not the least important thing about Spider-Man. Now, I'm not going to talk about the entire movie because I've already done that, and it is a complete waste of time trying to convince anybody that does like this film just how bad it is, because they've, you know, they won't listen. But I will be talking about one specific scene in the movie which perfectly displays just how bad the movie does Spider-Man. I've spoken about this scene before, so if you're a returning viewer, you know exactly where this is going. The scene I'm referring to is a scene near the start of the movie where the character of Rhino is rampaging through the city in an extremely large vehicle, crashing and tearing other cars on the road apart, and of course our Spider-Man comes to the rescue. However, he doesn't necessarily rescue anyone. Seeing this chaos, you would assume Spider-Man would swoop in, maybe web the tires or web the back of the truck to stop it from continuing, because we do know Spider-Man has the strength to stop vehicles like this. But we don't get that. We get Spider-Man sitting on top of the fucking truck telling jokes. He straight up just begins to tell jokes like nothing is happening. Now, it seems the director wanted to add some humor into this film, but he clearly doesn't know how to go about it. He just didn't know where to add the humorous scenes into this film, because as of right now, this might be the most offensive and worst definitive point in the movie where you could start telling jokes. Like, there are so many civilians in danger, and your first thought is to just go and tell jokes and not do anything about it. He then continues to tell jokes even when Rhino pulls out an actual gun and starts firing it off. Then a few seconds later, Spider-Man notices that Rhino will soon crash into heaps of traffic, which are populated with civilians. There are civilians driving these vehicles. So what does Spider-Man do in this film? Well, he quite literally just swings away.
Be right back.
And lets Rhino crash into so many cars. There are at least 2 deaths caused indirectly by Spider-Man in this scene, and I'm not joking, I'm not over-exaggerating. People died in this scene. It might not have been on screen, but there are people inside these cars, and just look at this. They are 100% dead. They're not surviving this. Spider-Man in this movie is genuinely a complete joke. It's not Spider-Man, it's somebody cosplaying him. And if you like this film, I genuinely don't think you really understand Spider-Man, or you just don't like what Spider-Man actually is. All you care about is how good the CGI looks, which is the least important thing in this film. All I have to say is this definitely is not my Spider-Man. This guy is a straight up fraud. Now, I'm done ranting. I want to take the time to thank everyone who tuned into this video. And whether you agree or disagree with my opinion, I'm just being honest.